I have been working in TCS and have been working on development and network automation. So the reason for joining this course is I would like to get more knowledge on the network domain itself. I have been working on the surface level on the automation with the help of network engineer, but I would like to work independently. So this is the reason for joining this course. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. Then Pankaj.
Hi everyone, this is Pankaj. I'm from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I'm currently working in Ericsson Global as a transmission engineer. And to join this course is my basic criteria to hands-on practice on IP domain and to switch my career in IP domain.
Okay. Then we have Norman.
Hi, my name is Numan, currently residing in UAE, working as a technical support engineer in network and security and surveillance industry. The reason to join this course to gain some knowledge regarding the network.
Okay, Numan. Thank you. Pradeep Day.
No, ma'am, I haven't joined. I have come for the demo class because yesterday I had a conversation with someone who said to have a demo class, and I'm currently working as a NOC engineer in Airtel. So I came here to have a demo class to future endeavor my career goals in networking.
Okay, Pradeep, it's okay. And your voice was not very so clear. Just in case I'm saying if you will be using for future also the same mic, please just look after it. Okay, we have Roshan. Is this the same person joined from two devices or these are two different names?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Roshan, you're audible. Are you the same person who joined from two devices or it's a different one?
I'm only joined from one device currently.
Okay.
Is my name showing twice? I think yeah. Yeah, it's showing twice. Not sure what's the other one about.
There are two persons with the same name. Other person, are you the different one or no? I think it's you only. You have joined from different device.
This is the only device I've joined from.
Okay. Anyway, never mind. Please go ahead.
Oh, good. Thanks for that. Yeah, my name is Roshan and I'm currently residing in Sydney, Australia. Currently, my background is I'm working as an ICT support engineer for just over 2 years now. I do have some experience in networking, but just want to grow more skills in networking to get into this field particularly. So wanted to join this course. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then we have Sai Sudha.
Hi, my name is Sai Sudha. I'm currently residing in Bangalore. I'm working in Infosys from 2 years. The reason for joining this course is I wanted to learn more about networking. So like it could be used for me.
Yes, sure. Okay, thank you. Then Srinivas.
Hi, Shankar. Good morning. Am I audible now?
Yes, good morning. You are?
Yes. I'm basically from Bangalore. I work in Siemens. And, I'm from non-technical background. I'm looking to career switch into information security. So I thought this will be my basics to start with.
Okay. Okay, Sri, welcome. And yes, so it is like people who are from the different background, they will also be doing really good in cybersecurity. The reason is they will put more and more energy into it, and this is very practical field. Yes, you will be good.
Thanks, Shagun.
Yogesh.
Hello.
Yes, Yogesh.
Hi, Shagun.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second.
Sure. Okay, so meanwhile, Vaneet. Okay. And then somebody joined as PC, somebody joined as LG, Yuvraj, Akshay,
Hey,
Lalit.
hi. Hello.
Yeah, Akshay.
Yeah, hi. My name is Akshay. Currently researching biology. I'm currently working with the Interactive as an IT analyst. I'm just looking to switch my department with the networking.
Hmm. Okay, great. Okay,
Hi,
anyone?
yes.
Hi, Lalit.
Hi, good morning all. My name is Lalit. Currently, I am working as a network engineer with one of the company which is in Arunachal Pradesh. So I joined this course to clear my all doubts which I got during my working days. So I joined this class for clear my all doubts and improve my technical skills.
Okay, sure. Why not?
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else which is pending?
Yeah, hi, it's me, Vineet. I actually had some headset issues. So I'm from Hyderabad. I work with tungsten automation, and I lead the team of engineers who support the tungsten automation consumer business. But of late, we have been given an additional project. We'll be working with business clients, wherein a lot of networking knowledge would be required. Although the position I may not be directly involved in the technicalities, but still, if you're leading a team, it's my firm belief that you should have the right expertise to at least understand what is being done. And that's the whole reason I just decided to get a course for myself with networking, to start with networking, and then eventually move up the ladder depending on what expertise is required. So that's my reason of joining this course.
Okay, Vineet. Yeah, thank you. It was a good explanation behind the scenes. All
Thank you,
right.
gentlemen.
Okay, so now first of all, because most of you are already working, you already know like whatever the context is. So here the idea is whatever the content that we will be covering. Yes, Yuvraj?
Hello, are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, before I had a network issue, so I was not able to speak.
Okay.
So I am from Chandigarh, and I was before a mechanical designer. I'm transitioning to the IT field, and after talking to some of my IT background friends, they suggested me network architect. That is why I am in CCNA, and my plan is to go CCNA, CCNP, and CCNI.
Mm, good, good. Okay, and thank you very much. Yeah. So now here the plan is because most of you are already in the IT industry, and the courses that we will be doing here, myself into being into the security background, I would focus on few things which are very practical in nature. Yes, there is a theory behind your CCNA also, but we will be trying to have most of the things which practically you can see. So that means, for example, you want to understand anyone, for example, let me just share my screen. We can just start with, if you want to open www.google.com, let's say. So how this website is getting open for you. And this is all about your computer networks. So that means whatever the things that you are trying to do over the internet. So computer network is nothing but the study of them. So you need to know like whatever this new page is visible to everyone. This blank page where I'm sitting writing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. So this is just a computer network CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. This is your certification, mostly recognized all over the world. And this can be your very first certification of the life also. That's all out.
Sorry, I am able to see just your notepad screen.
Not sorry.
I can just see your notepad screen, nothing else. If you are
Yeah.
showing something else.
Yeah, that's all for the time being.
Okay.
Okay, so here, the things are like whatever the background we are having, we just know, like we need to know how the things are actually happening behind the scenes. For example, let's understand I'm sitting at home, okay, this is my laptop, and somewhere around the globe there is the server called cisco.com. So we can represent this by this globe. And now we have some sort of connections, like for example, this is my Wi-Fi router, then first router is coming into picture. This is my Wi-Fi router number 1. Again, there will be definitely some more routers, because you know very well I'm not going to connect with Google's server directly. Obviously, there is a series of routers which are coming along the way. So maybe router number 3, router number 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't know how many routers are coming. And at end of the day, whenever you will be entering into the perimetry of your Google, you know, like how big brand they are, definitely they will have some perimetry security also. You will be crossing one firewall, and then obviously some sort of switches, routers and all. So these are the scenarios that when we try to say we want to understand CCNA, or we want to understand computer network fundamentals, you understand all of them. You understand each and every person's individual role in how this information is being processed, how you are sending, and what will be the first packet that will be sent over the wire. So here you need to understand the concept from packet wise. So what will be the very first packet when you start www.google.com? What is the first packet that your PC will understand, PC will generate? So that means your traffic will be hitting Ethernet, whatever the Ethernet ports. So when I say Ethernet, these are called your internet connections, which are normally RJ45s, and we call them Ethernet ports because the technology that we are using today's life, that is Ethernet technology. So was there any other technology, or is there any other technology? Yes, depending upon IT operating systems, we are on the Ethernet. If you are in the OT, then your technology will be different. So here we are into the Ethernet technology. Your CCNA is all talking about Ethernet only. So whenever you will be seeing how you can see what is traveling through the wire, so there is a special software. It is called WireShark. How many of you know about WireShark?
Yeah, little bit.
Yeah. So WireShark is a software that will help you to understand what is actually going to be out of your wire and what somebody is sending you. Now, in this case, who will somebody? That is your Google's server. Obviously, you are trying to open www.google.com. Now you will get the reply back from Google also, all the way from other routers or whatever the routing they are taking the path. So now the reply will also hit you. So these two flows, we call them client to server, server to client flow. So these two flows you can capture by WireShark. Now the question is where you have to install the WireShark. Let's say WireShark, can I install on a router? No. Can I install on a firewall? Firewall is already having packet capture capabilities. You don't need to have WireShark. They are already capable of doing much more, millions of other advanced level operations. So you don't need to do WireShark. So where you have to install the WireShark? End devices. End device mean mobile, your tablet, your laptop. These are called end devices. So you have to have the WireShark installed on these devices. And WireShark, wherever it will be installed, it can capture the outgoing and incoming of that device only. Forget about you have installed WireShark here and then you are saying, I want to check what is going on router number 2. So which is a totally impossible thing. It is not possible. So whenever you understand anything, first of all, look at the topology, look at those connections, how they are connected, and then just apply the real life examples in those topology. You will understand everything without any problem. Now you are having WireShark here. Obviously, WireShark is a device, it is a software application that can just capture your incoming and outgoing, because it is depending upon the local installation where you have installed it. Obviously, you can check this part only, not on this part. So this is like visuality, whatever you have to set when you understand computer networks, understanding the network design, we call them network topologies, where you will have set of end devices, set of networking devices. What are the various networking devices we have? Anyone can name any networking device?
Yes, like
Router.
switches, there's
Right.
router.
We used
Access
to have
point.
also. Yeah,
Yes.
somebody. Yes, anyone?
Access point.
Access point, it comes when to picture when it is your wireless. Yes, but somehow it's okay. Any other thing that you know? We are forgetting the most commonly used.
Modem, maybe.
Yes, that called LAN card or modem.
Mux.
Sorry, which one?
Mux.
M.
UX.
Oh, that is your multiplexers. Okay.
Yeah.
So multiplexers, they are somehow a component that they will create some sort of switching between the routers and other internet devices. So they are actually directly not called the computer networks devices. So they are categorized as digital devices. Okay. So now when you create any network design, you can have either of them. So let's say right now, you know, there is something called Cisco packet tracer. Let me share my another screen now. How many of you are aware of Cisco packet tracer?
Yeah, heard about it, seen it as well, but not how it works.
Okay. So this is Cisco packet tracer. Whenever you will be starting the official class, we will install packet tracer also, and we will guide you because there are inbuilt labs from the networkings also. So it's your choice, whatever you want to have. So now in Cisco packet tracer, you see this is the simulation tool by Cisco, and you will have just like file edit, any other application, you will have these all plugins, you will have the extra options. So now this packet tracer being as an application and a simulation also, it can offer you a variety of ways to understand how you can design any network. Now let's say I have a very small company, and within this company I have not more than 10 people, and how obviously then at end of the day I have to connect with internet also. So how we can connect? So whenever you have to connect with internet, obviously internet is nothing but the all the interconnection of the routers only. So the first router will come into picture here, and then you go back to the switches. Under, see, this is the category. On the left hand side, you see this cursor going on the top here, the left corner. All of you, are you able to see this?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay. So this is the first category itself. If you put your cursor on, it will show you, it is called network devices. If you will click over here, you see first network device, the round shape, it is called router. You have a variety of routers. Obviously, when you have to buy your car, bike, mobile phone, we always compare which is the best one, which is suiting you at the moment. Similarly, that the same criteria is with your routers, switches, firewalls also. Each router is different than the other series and model, so that they have some extra functions which can be helpful for you depending upon your requirement. So for example, router number 2811, mostly I use this same one for our CCNA batches, even for the higher batches also, I use the same. So there is a purpose, because this 2811 series router, for me, it's easy to manipulate, easy to edit. For example, right now, if I double click over here, you see, if I go to this config thing, so there are two physical interfaces, FA0 by 0, 0 by 1. So if I want, I can add more also. So that is the reason I like this router a lot. Otherwise, there is no particular reason behind it. You're at the very beginning stage, but yes, so this is the main reason. So otherwise, there is some other selections criteria. How you will select the router, you will check your CPS value, you will check your RPS value, request per seconds, then connection per second, and then you will check your number of packets that you can actually process. You can check your TCP connections, how many connections you can create. You can check your VPN connections, how many connections you can support, how many CPU cycles you need, what is the RAM capacity, what is the number of rules that you can hit. So these are the various things that you can have. So we will do one by one. So these are your selection criteria of the router, switches, and whatever. So this is router. Now you guys help me to design my topology. I have a very small company. It is only 10 people, or let's say 5 people. But my company, I have to set up my own network. So how we will do? First is router. Why I need router, first of all? And let's say from the very core layer, you have how many PC? I have only 5 people working in my company. So these are the 5 people. Now what next I have to do? These are the 5 people. And now if I want to, yeah.
Just take a switch after the router.
Yes, so switch will be introduced. The reason is there are only 2 interfaces of your router.
Yes.
And by rule, your router, if there are 2 interfaces, so you can imagine like this. If router is having 2 different, it is like a roundabout. One side is FA 0 by 0, another is FA 0 by 1. So these are the names of your router. So imagine just exactly like your roundabout only. If I go and turn in this side, is it the same if I go into and turn at that side also? Yes or no? Are both the sides, both the directions taking me to the same place or not?
No.
Yes.
No. So the answer is no. You see, this is going to the right hand side. So that means you can end up somewhere in the right hand side. In this side, you have the left hand side. So you can end up somewhere where you want to go to the left hand side. So which will never be possible. They are 2 opposite way. Similarly, on routers, it is a rule. When you have 2 interfaces, this is by FA 0 by 0, this is FA 0 by 1. If this is the case, as per the computer networks rules, for example, we have RFC 1918, RFC 1918. It will say number of physical interfaces or logical interfaces. For the time being, you can see those physical interfaces. These interfaces, if you will configure any IP, let's say I configure any IP with 10.0.0.0.1 over here, and we have something called subnet mask also, but I do not want to pressurize too much on there technically now. So let's say if you have configured 10.001 on your FA 0 by 0, by rule, as per this RFC, you cannot configure 10th network. You cannot configure 10.002, nothing. Anything that will be starting with 10, similar to this, you cannot configure here. So that means there is no way you can combine these all people, because they will be my own single network. I will configure, I'll connect with them Ethernet 0 by 0. Okay. So now if I configure Ethernet 0 by 0, problem is I have only one wire, but these are 5. How I will connect them?
Middleware.
So you need to connect with the switch here. You need to have a switch. Switch is just like our extension board normally that we use at homes also. So switch is a transparent, it is a layer 2. Layer 2 means data link layer. Now where is this data link layer? It is under your OSI model. So now you need to have a switch so that you can extend your connections in such a way without disturbing the rules of layer 3, which is routing. It can help you to have as many as clients that you want. So this is only possible. Now, if you are connecting this FA 0 by 0 with a switch and then these all, so this is called my one side LAN. It is called local area connection. This is my LAN. Yeah. Why it is called LAN? Number one, everyone, for example, let's say you all are my LAN. Why you all are my LAN? Because everyone, if I have to give you one ID, so your ID will be, for example, let's say CCNA batch August dot, let's say Sudha. So now she's one of you. Let's say this is Sudha here, right here. The second person that I want to name CCNA dot August, and then we have Lalana, right? Similarly, we can have other people. Now, what is common in between? They belong to the same batch. So they can be called as the LAN, local area network. So people who belong to the same network, they will always have the IP address, which are almost similar. Only one digit will be differ, 1 or 2 digits. It will depend. So we will read these all things under the IP addressing rules. So that is the case now. So now we will be continuing this one. You will have your switch here. We need to introduce, you need to go to the first category. First category is network devices, router, switch, hub, then wireless, other thing. You can just practice with this one. Then the second icon, it is your endpoint devices. So these are your PC, mobile, tablet, whatever you want to have. Third one, it is your other components. For example, you have your something called multi-layer, something called your related to MPLS and all. We don't want them here. So this is zigzag sign, it is called wiring. So this is automatic wiring, because obviously now you have to connect this router with these PC through switch. What about wiring? How the wiring will be selected? If you have some idea, it's okay. If you don't have some idea, people normally use this automatic wiring, but I will not suggest you to use this one. You should have the exact name in the head, whatever the wiring that you will be using. So this is called console. If you will just put your cursor on, you will see the name right down there only. Put your cursor on the blue cable. It is called console cable. Console cable usually we use when we work on the actual physical routers, the hardware part. So you can take the access, we call it user access. So console cable is only needed because you want to configure your router. What do I mean by user access? Now router, it is just like an iron box. It is a one of your device that you will be using, networking device. There is no monitor that you can see whatever the commands that you will be executing. There is no way that you can see those commands are being run in a proper way or not. So in this case, Parth is requesting. Parth, it's already being it's recorded. It is already on the YouTube, I guess. Okay, so this whatever the user access you wanted to take from the hardware point of view, I'm saying not on this simulation. In this simulation, it is very easy to configure anything. You just need to double click and it will open this for you. You can configure through CLI, or you can configure through your this shortcuts also. It's all up to you. So now my say is console cable is needed when you are dealing with a hardware device and you want to configure that hardware device, because otherwise there is no way that you can have keyboard, you can see the screen. No, they are just the devices. It is just like your hair dryer, and there is no way you can configure your hair dryer. So there is a console cable you need to plug into the monitor. So it will be looking like this. You need to pick your console cable. You need to pick console, and then you need to click with one of the RS32 232 plug with the wire. In this case, in the hardware side, I'm saying, not in simulation now. So this one will be your user access. So in this case, what you will take, you will open this router from this PC. So that is called user access, because now you will be one of the user that can log in into this. You can log in into this router. So that is called your console cable. So that is the fundamental behind console cable. Similarly, you have other connections. Obviously, we cannot use the same cable for router to router, route to switch to PC. So many connections, so many possibilities are there. So we have some cables. For example, the next cable, if you will put your cursor on, you will see the name. This is called straight through. This is called crossover. Similarly, you have other cables that even we don't use most of the time. So most of the time that I use, that is straight through and crossover cable, are the Cat5 or Cat6 cables in general, if you will see anywhere. Now, straight through cable is used to connect the devices which are not same in nature. Example, let's say, let's get your switch also, the second from the bottom. Under the network devices, first one is router, second one is switch. Let's go with 2960 switch. You can plug in here. Now you come back to the wire sign. Now to connect router with the switch, switch with PC, are they similar devices? The answer is no. If I want to connect switch with the switch, if I want to connect router with router, are they similar devices? Answer is yes. So that means this cable will not be different, that you will connect with the dissimilar devices. Different devices, different cable. Similar devices, a different cable. So let's say router to router, we use your crossover cable. So you use this dotted cable, dashed one. Okay, so this is the cable. Now what is this FA 0x0 and 0x0? It is like you have used that interface to connect with the other router. What about now? Now, if you will put your cursor on, you will see your, if I try to now router to switch straight through. Now, if I try to connect with router with switch, you see only yellow color. This yellow, depending upon the speed they are having. Yellow means minimum 100 Mbps. A little darker in color, it can go up to 100 and then gigas and all. So that means more darker the color you will see on the simulation, so more speed that you can expect out of it. So bandwidth is higher. So now this yellow color connections, they are called your RJ45 Ethernet connections. It is fast Ethernet. So now if you want to connect, you have already used one. Once you will be keep on using the existing, it will show you the remaining one. So now you are left with one. So now you need to click on this interface and you need to click on the switch. Now you will see how many interfaces we have on a switch. Fast Ethernet 24, remaining gigas 2. So you need to select any interface wherever you want to connect. So I just want to pick the first interface. So in computer networks, your connections are the backbone. If you understand the wiring, if you understand which connection you are using. So for example, this way FA 0x0, you have to always keep in mind whenever I will be giving any IP address, FA 0x0 is different, FA 0x1 is different. So do not do, in reverse in order. Whatever the IP you are giving here, you have to be different on FA 0x1. So now, what about switch to switch? What will be the cable that I have to use?
Straight through.
Is it straight through?
Yes.
Can I use crossover?
Yes, you can use also.
So crossover cable is typically meant for when you connect switch to switch, router to router like that. But in case of switches, you can always pick this straight through cable also. It will still work. But it is very important when you are configuring your routers, then do not please experiment with your straight through cable. It is needed, you have to have the crossover. Okay. So now what about switch to PC? Which cable we will be using now?
Yes, here also you can use it straight through.
Here we will be using straight through because switch and PC, they are different devices. So you have to click with PC. PC have only one fast Ethernet. Similarly, here you will click like this. So this is the way how you will connect your devices, and this simulation tool will allow you to understand without doing mistakes, configuration mistakes in the real life. You will test your topology. Topology means network diagram, and you will check your configuration whether it's all working here. You can have the troubleshooting done here also. So it will help you a lot. If you have to replicate the same topology in the real life, so you will have some confidence because you would have already worked on the similar topology. So it will not be very challenged to work on the real life environment. So this is how you will design your network. Giving the IP addresses, that is a different thing. But first of all, you need to understand all of, all the time. If I'm saying FA 0x0, it is going into the different direction. If I'm saying my LAN is which side, it is FA 0x1 side. So you have to identify these directions. This is the first thing that we need to know. Okay, so now all the connections, whatever you will create. So if you have to mimic the behavior of, let's say you are talking to Google server, you can imagine there is a series of router which are coming along the way. So you can just sometime you can have some operations, you can select your topology, you can slide them here and there. It's all up to you. So now you can imagine, so there is a series of routers coming along the way, and at the end of the day, you do have a server called google.com. So same thing happens in the real life also. But how you will be talking, which device will be processing what kind of information for your packet, like what will be their contribution in order to process your packet. So what will be the responsibility of switch? What will be the responsibility of FA 0x1? What will be the responsibility of 0x0? And then this router, then this router. So that is called your computer networks fundamentals, and you are learning CCNA. So from every interface to other interface, wherever you will be connecting, you will be processing your traffic. You will be taking, this device will be taking the decision where the traffic is coming from, where it is going to, and how it has to be processed. So this whole study is called your CCNA. Okay. So we have very important thing. It is called OSI model. So under OSI model, you will come to know up to some extent, okay, like how the things will be done, how the communication is happening. So you will be having a lot of stuff. Is this notepad visible to you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So now when you talk about your OSI model, it is a stack of 7 layers. Okay, so for example, you can imagine you have a box. Within this box, you have 7 sub boxes. Number 1.
क्लास कर रहा है
Number 2.
आशीष क्लास ही कर रहा है
Pradeep, can you put yourself on mute, please? 3,
Sorry, ma'am.
4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, so imagine they are the similar size of boxes. So we have 7 layers in OSI. If I have to start from the top layer, please now be very sure. OSI has a 7 layer, and your first layer will start from
Sorry, what is
bottom.
OSI?
Okay, so your first layer will start from bottom. This is your first layer. Do not say this is my first layer. This is wrong answer. Never. It is a rule. You cannot see this is top layer is your first layer. First layer is at the bottom. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So this is the criteria. This is the order. You cannot change this order. You're not allowed to change this order. So the first layer from the bottom, it is called your
Physical layer.
physical layer. Second layer is called your data
Data
link
link
layer.
layer.
Data link.
Third one is called your
Network.
Network.
network layer. Fourth layer is called your transport
Transport.
layer. Fifth layer is your
Session.
session layer. Good. Then presentation,
Presentation.
and then
Application.
application. Okay, so this is how your OSI is designed, and you can never say, okay, sometimes the user called Vivo, can you please put yourself on mute? So sometimes when I conduct few interviews and all, so I ask the candidate, can you please explain OSI model? So they will say, okay, we have 7 layers in OSI. The first layer is application. Then I point them out, no, it is not the first layer. Then they said, okay, it is first layer if we start counting from the top. Again, the answer is wrong. Your application layer can never be the layer number 1. Why? Because now I tell you, it's a very abstract level answer, but I'll try to simplify it. On the firewalls, nowadays we are using AI-based firewalls. So they have some AI, capacities to take care of your zero-day attacks and all. So that means there are already terminology. We call them layer 7 inspection, or we call them DPI. So these things, if layer 7 inspection is meant, which layer they are talking about? They're talking about application layer. So cybersecurity community is very clear. Layer 7 is your always application. Layer 1 is your physical. They can never be interchanged, no matter which way you are starting. If you're starting from bottom, then first layer you are talking to talk about is your physical layer. If you're talking from the top, then you are going to talk about your layer number 7. They cannot be interchanged. So this is the rule. So now whatever the information will be processed, either it is pinging, either you are browsing any website, either you are playing a game over internet and all, you are chatting with somebody, you are downloading a page, anything, I mean. So they are just described here. So this is your OSI model. OSI model has every single rule. So how the information will be processed. So each layer on the top, for example, if I'm trying, we all are connected with each other through Zoom. So Zoom, it is just a very abstract level. It is like somebody has created, an application for you, and they have given that application to just to use. You don't know what are the technicalities behind that application, how that application got designed, what was a programming language and all. So that is separate thing.
So
So at
basically, we can
abstract
talk
level,
about category.
this part.
So basically, we can call them category in layman language.
Okay, so I'm not able to listen you. You are echoing too much.
Yeah, same thing is happening here.
Yeah, now please speak. Tell me.
Yeah, I'm saying basically we can call these layers as a category, as a layman.
Yes, you can just always remember the way you
Ma'am,
like.
sorry, OSI means, because I joined late, OSI means operating system interface.
No, ma'am. It is open system interconnect. So yeah, so you will have a lot of information on OSI later on. So, but for the time being, this is your set of rules that these are the 7 stages of information processing. Every single aspect, whatever you are doing, you are emailing to somebody, you are receiving the email, you are sending hi on WhatsApp. Parth, can you put yourself on mute? Okay, let me put you. Okay, so anything, whatever you are doing over the internet, it will be processing as per these rules. So you have these all things which will say what to do with the process, and every device will also be programmed according to these rules. If I'm saying a router is a layer 3, that means a router understand all the concept, whatever the network layer is designed for. This is router. So that means every layer, it is designed to serve a purpose. That purpose is further actually accomplished by one of the devices. So that is called that layer device. If it is router, we call them layer 3 device, because router is dealing with networks, IPs and all. So it will comply with your layer number 3. When I say layer number 2, so usually we call about switch, but we have layer 3 switches also, multi-layer switches also, but this is a typical switch that we call it layer 2. When you talk about physical, you call about your wireless connections, you call about your wiring, maybe your laptop's charger can also be there. So you are calling everything related to wiring. Physical means the information media that you can actually see where the information will be flowing through. So that is your physical media. What these three, fourth, second, and third layer, they are actually, we call them user specific. So they will talk about who is the client and who is the server. This transport layer, we do not have any specific devices associated with them, but transport layer will be responsible for your source and destination port numbers. So you will again understand what are the port numbers in the subsequent classes. Session layer is responsible for your encryption. Presentation is responsible for the way whatever information you will be processing. For example, if you are trying to download .mp3 file, so at end of the day, you should be able to getting the MP3 file downloaded under your download folder. You should not be getting something called PDF. So presentation layer is a file extension specific. It will be checking what kind of representation you are requesting and what kind of representation you are getting at the end. Application layer, which tool you are using. If you want to send one email, what will be the tool? Internet
Email.
browser only, right? So Gmail or anything, whatever. So you need to go to the internet browser. If you are using, let's say, Snapchat, if you want to say somebody hi, then what is the tool? Obviously, Snapchat is the application. If you want to say hi on Insta, then you have to have Insta. So these are the tools. If I have to give you the remote access of my laptop, then you need to take any desk, you need to take maybe RDP. There are so many other tools. So to serve the same purpose, you have multiple tools. So it will depend which one you like. So that is all about your identifying the tools, identifying the data types. Data types means whatever the data you want to have. Session means is it going to be encrypted or clear text. Transport network data link will be talking about who you are and who is the person you want to talk. Source and destination specific. So this fourth, third, second layer, it is like who factor. Who means even if you are source, even if you are destination, it will talk about who factor. Top three layer is what factor. What means what actually you want to do. If you want to send an email, then accordingly application layer will be selecting one service for you. What sort of email? Is it like, is this application designed in .xml, .python, blah, 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 all those things. So this is representation thing. Is it going to be encrypted or not encrypted? So this is like what factor. So whatever you want to try, top three layers. For whom you want to try, who is the source and destination, that is next three layers. What is the bottom layer? It is just the data transmission. Whatever you would have received from top to bottom up to here, it will just send the data. So now one thing we have to understand, data always flows from top to bottom direction. No matter which layer is generating the traffic. If layer 7 is generating the traffic, it will come from 6, 5th, 4, 3, 2, 1 like this. If layer 4 is generating the traffic, 4, 3, 2, 1. If network layer is generating the traffic, 3, 2, 1 like that. So these are the types of traffic that you will see. Your data will never flow like this. It is generated from network layer and then it is going to up and then it is coming down. This is not possible. That is the overall idea. So I believe I just gave you some idea. You can get like whatever the topics you will be getting covering during this course. You can check it from the Cisco official website also. You can take from the networking's team also. So you will have that brochure. They will be guiding you. So my idea was just to give you some sort of motivation, like what exactly computer networks and your CCNA. For me, I would say this is my own field, and being into this field since last 9 or 11 years, it is not just a study, it is everything practically. So whatever you are configuring at last point, it will be making into action. So you are taking the actions accordingly. So that is all I want to say. So now if you have any questions, do let me know, or otherwise we can see you all in the classes.
Ma'am, I just have one question. Sorry to interrupt. Regarding the presentation layer, I know it will be, I think, covered in the upcoming classes, but I just did not understand how that works in case of email communication.
Presentation will be, for example, if email, because to understand presentation, we have to understand the headers. For example, what is the format? Internally, we have only one wire. You have only connections from one device to another, and each wire is processing your traffic. If it is email traffic, it will be processed as email only. If it is port number 443, which is HTTPS traffic, it will be processed accordingly. So that means every packet, it is taking care of the way how it will be processed also. So that is called your control message, or it is called headers. Header value will always tell, for example, if I am the packet and I have to flow through wire, I will be carrying my header also with me. Header is information regarding how to process me. So that every single packet, let it be website you are trying to open, you are playing music, you on YouTube, you are playing any game on the live, every single packet, whatever is traveling through the wire, they are having their headers, and every header is actually guiding the devices how to process them. So that is where the presentation layer will come into picture. I'll try to elaborate more in maybe the class only. So because it is a great discussion that we can have. But for the time, you can understand It is related to the headers and how the information will be processed.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am, when you say class, does that mean that it would be online or it would be physical?
It is online only. Physical will not be possible, I guess, at the moment, because
But in case, ma'am, in case if we want practical sessions also, so once a week or maybe once in 15 days, will that be feasible? If we are nearby to your center,
where are you at the moment?
where is your center?
We are in the Chandigarh area.
Chandigarh. Oh, God. But you have your branches in other areas as well, no?
That
Noida,
I'll ask.
Noida, Delhi, Gurgaon.
Okay, I'll ask Gaurav sir to just say, arrange somebody to give you some more insight of that. I'll
Okay.
see. Okay.
And ma'am, how can we get this Cisco Packer downloaded in our own system?
Yeah, I'll because we have to follow a process for that, Hardik, and you please wait for the next class. From day one only, this is my first thing that we will be having Cisco Packet Tracer. I'll install you one by one. Please do not install on your own. We need to
Okay.
have, there is a process behind it. Please do not install. Otherwise, if you will be following the wrong steps, your authentication will not happen. So do not do it.
Understood.
When our class will be started?
So it is for today only. Today was the demo. So that means a very subsequent day will be your day one. And in fact, this is day one you can consider, but no, it is just a demo. So maybe Gaurav sir will be giving you the idea. Tomorrow again, there will be a class. You can just confirm from him. And he's the one who will be actually confirming you. You don't need to worry. So this is, we
What
can.
is going to be the batch size?
Hi, ma'am. It's Gaurav here. Yeah, so the class will be on the weekends. Okay, this is a weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, so the classes we will be going to notify you by tomorrow. Okay, like you will be getting the email and the Zoom IDs on your email address itself, and the same will be added in a portal as well.
So what is
Okay.
the batch size then?
The batch timing.
Size.
As well as
See,
timing.
There.
Shagun ma'am, you wanted to take over on this one? How much like the batch sizes? It is like the right now today it is a demo session. Okay, so we have circulated the Zoom IDs to most of the students, but it might be will be like somewhere around 25 to 30 students only for the per batch.
And what would be the timing, sir?
Your voice is not audible. Sorry.
Okay, he was asking what are the timings for the class?
Yeah, the timing will be in the morning. This is a weekend batch, huh? So 9
Yeah,
a.m.
so 9 to?
It might will go like for 2.5 hours. As per the Shagun ma'am will be comfortable for that one.
And what about weekdays?
Weekdays we will be having Monday to Friday. That's a weekday batch, and we'll be like having a different timings for the weekdays.
Evening sessions, because
Yes.
when I spoke, she told me that this is for professional level people. So 1.5 hour will be sufficient per day.
Weekdays will be 1.5 hour only.
Yeah. So
And
I have one question.
Mhm.
Basically, in case if you have 30 to 35 students in one batch, suppose, and you have limited timings, right? So two or 2.5, whatever your timings are. So you will take your syllabus in that time of period. What about the others doubts students are having? I mean, how is it possible to
Sir,
cover
let me
this doubt?
answer this. Let me
Yes,
answer this
please.
question. Okay. Okay, so ma'am, yes, it is a genuine question when we are the learner. So we are it's good to be very clear in the beginning. But here the first thing is this is I think I don't know even we are don't even counting. So maybe more than 10,000 batch. This is the another just in the series batch. Every trainer, they are very well versed with the timings. They are very well planned with their content. And it's been years and years. We are dealing with 15 to 20 persons per batch, even 30 people also. You don't need to worry. So the doubts we have our own system, we have our own application also. You can have your doubts, you can post there. So all the trainers are open to answer, even myself.